Alright, hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about how to save the ball, and specifically how we save high shots in this one. I'll go over the other mid later on, but we're going to just start with the high shots. So first, when we're thinking about making a save, sometimes some kids can get confused, but the number one thing we want to make sure that moves first is this top hand. So if we're righty, that's going to be our right hand is the one moving first to the ball. Lefty, that's going to be our left hand moving to the ball. Alright, when we move with our hands first, that allows us to get to the ball the fastest. Okay, if we're start moving our feet before our hands, alright, then we're not going to be able to reach the ball as far, or as quickly rather. So when we're going to make a save, I always teach goalies, okay, to explode this top hand forward, okay, and not to worry about keeping it in your stick. I know this is pretty counterintuitive to what a lot of coaches like to preach, you know, to try to keep the rebounds in, but priority number one is making a save. And especially for the young ones, I have found time and time again, it is so hard to get them to embrace this kind of attacking mentality. I see a lot of girls just kind of lazily, you know, I'll show you from the side view, that just kind of let the ball come to them. All right, as goalies, you have to have that attacking kind of killer mindset, and you to just want to crush the ball. All right, and I found that having girls try to focus on catching takes away from their ability to push forward and really attack the ball as hard as they possibly can, because they're so worried about having to give with it, keep it in their stick. Now I'm going to go over in a second for the high shots, ways that you can keep the ball in your stick, but first it's really important to teach that explosion, okay, piece first with the top hand, because, you know, especially for the younger ones in middle school, and then after I'd say high school, that's when you can kind of focus on keeping those rebounds in. But as I said, our job as goalies is to make the save. All right, so that's what we want to focus on doing first, and after, you know, a couple, you know, reps, time goes on, girls are starting to get that explosion piece down, then you can work on reeling it back. It's much harder to work on that piece coming forward than it is to reel it back. So that's why when I'm going to make a save, okay, I always explode this top hand forward. All right, that's another key piece. All right, so we're forward in our stance here. We want to make sure that our top hand is coming forward. All right, I see some girls come up here, or like I said, they drop back. All right, we want to make sure we're coming forward to the ball, because not only are we cutting off the angle of the ball, but say, you know, the ball hits the side of our stick. If it rebounds out, it's going to go out if our stick head is forward. If we're back, it's more likely that the ball is going to ricochet in the net. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So also, when we're doing this, when we're exploding our top hand, you really want to feel that in your shoulder, all right? And you want to let that top hand pull the rest of your body forward, all right? So naturally, the goalie, you can tell them this, coaches, that their hands want to be going so hard and so fast forward that their body has to come forward with them. And when they do that, that's going to cause their feet to go where their hands are and their body to follow behind, which is what we want at every single save. We always want our body to follow where our hands are going, so that, you know, we always have a second line of defense should our hands miss it or the ball bounces off weird or what have you. So when we're going, okay, like I said, we're in a ready position. Let's just start with a stick high high shot. So stick side high shot. So I'm coming forward, okay, I'm exploding forward, and then my feet are coming up nice and behind it. All right, so the piece on how you keep the ball in is all we're doing here is we're shooting this bottom hand forward, all right, and not up. You'll notice the difference, but it's out. So I'm exploding forward here and then pushing up here, all right, and I'll show you from the side so you can see that. So I'm coming forward with my top hand here and then shooting forward there, all right? A lot of times when I tell goalies when they're going, it happens more so with low shots, but like I said, that explosion piece, you want to feel like your hands are going so far, okay, so fast, so hard that they literally could fall on their face because their hands are just going too fast for their feet to keep up, okay? that's another way to kind of keep it in mind. If a goalie does fall when they're going for a save, I always applaud them because I think that's amazing. That's exactly what you want to see, that really hard you know, sense of urgency to get those hands to the ball. So off stick side, it's pretty much the same thing. The only difference here is you know, we're coming across our body forward here, all right, taking a step with that left foot, following through with that bottom hand, all right. When we're saving, you want to make sure that, you know, we're splitting this body in half. Anything that's coming to my right side, my right foot is the one that's coming forward. If we're going to our left side, our left foot's going forward. Okay, something else to watch out for, coaches, is that I see a lot of times, it's more common on the non-stick side high, but what tends to happen with girls as they're going to come across, they come across really laterally, okay? So if I'm in ready position, they come here, right? Okay, instead of coming here to go meet the ball. All right, and what that does is a lot of times coming across here leads to girls stepping laterally, okay, and also makes them turn. All right, so girls lacrosse, playing girls lacrosse goalie and boys lacrosse goalie is different, and I can go on a whole other tangent of that, but one of the things that makes it really different is that angles are so important because you're seeing a lot more closer in shots. So we really want to make sure we're taking that step forward to cut the angle off and not laterally, all right? But we also want to make sure that when we're going to make this, whether it's offside or strong side, that we're not turning, okay? So what I mean by that is, say the goal is, I'm protecting the goal right here in my position, and I go to turn, okay? Say the ball comes out in front for whatever reason, okay? Now I'm totally out of position to make another save if I have to, and the goal is wide open behind me. Whereas if I'm coming again over here and I step forward, okay, yeah, I'm not in the best position, but I'm in a much better position to make a save if I have to. All right, the other thing you want to watch out for too is make sure the goalies are ending their saves the same way they started. So you'll notice when I took that step over here to my offside, I reset, and this looks pretty similar to my ready position. Same thing over on my stick side. Come here, and I'm in my ready position, ready to make another save if I have to, because you never know as a goalie what's going to happen. Balls pop off either way. You always have to be ready and in a great position to make another save if you have to. That's really all I got here. I just gave a lot of information very quickly. You'll find as you watch these, I talk very fast, I know. But if anybody has any questions or comments, feel free to shoot me messages, send me emails. I'm happy to answer them and address any questions you have. All right, well, that's all I got. Have a good day, everyone. See you next time.